Okay, it's live streaming. I'm recording now. In addition, as a backup. So whenever you're ready, Lisa, if you want to start.
Great. Thank you, everybody, for joining. This is the Parks Committee meeting of Community Board 11. It is May 12th, and the time is 7:33. And we have quorum, so thank you, everybody, for joining. Let me attempt to share my screen for the agenda. I haven't done this in a while, so bear with me. Let's see. Share. It's not letting me share it. Jeremy, are you able to share the
Yeah,
the
hold
agenda?
on. Let me.
Doesn't seem to want to do it for me.
Should be able to share, but all right, hold on.
It'll only let me share a window, and I have it open as a PDF.
Yeah, you should be able to select Adobe. Like if you stop sharing, like click on something else to close the window, and then because did you have the document open first, or you open?
Yeah, the document is open as a PDF, and then when I try to share application, it's not listed as an option. It's just entire screen, window, or Chrome tab.
Yeah, because definitely got Adobe option.
I don't know.
Maybe you have to scroll down, maybe. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
All right. All right. Let me hold on. You see that?
Yep. Great. Thanks, Jeremy. So first order of business on the agenda is review of the January meeting minutes. Can I have a motion to vote on the minutes? Debbie or Janice? Debbie, if you're talking, you're muted.
I was just looking to see if I even had it to say about it. But okay. I motion to accept the January minutes.
And can I have a second?
Second.
Okay, the January minutes have been approved, and I'll take the minutes for this meeting. Next on the agenda, we have the New York City Parks Department joining us today with a presentation on the Eastchester Playground design. I think, Kristen, are you the one that is going to take care of that?
Yeah, hi, it's Kirsten. But yes,
Kirsten, sorry.
no worries.
I'm sure you get that all the time, so I
A lot.
apologize.
It's okay. Should I take it away?
Yeah, take it away.
Okay, great. I'll share my screen then.
Yeah, hopefully you have better luck than I did.
Okay. Nope, here we go. Can you all see full screen mode?
Yes.
Yes, I see it.
Wonderful. Oh, it's thinking. Here we go. Maybe. Oh, there we go. All right. So we're here. I'm Kirsten Meir. I'm a landscape architect at the Parks Department and the project manager for Eastchester Playground reconstruction here. We have just under $5 million. The site is just under an acre. Where our goals for here are just to, give this park a facelift and add new amenities, make it something people really want to come to, update the play equipment, make some fitness equipment, make it a place people want to gather, sit around, enjoy the space. You all know where it is, I'm sure, but here we are. We like to look at the flood zones and flood risks at our sites, but here and a lot of places in the Bronx, we don't really encounter that too much. We have one little extreme flooding on this next slide, but oops, I went too fast. But it's actually not even in the park if you zoom in enough. It's surrounded by the East Chester Gardens NYCHA housing, and it's a very residential neighborhood. There aren't a ton of parks nearby, and it's a really good size. So I think it makes it like it's an important park for the neighborhood. Right now, the park is mostly asphalt, not a lot happening. There's the 2 basketball courts that were refinished in 2015. We have outdated swings, but at least there are enough of them. We have old play equipment, that 1 spray shower, we have the comfort station, and the 4 handball courts. It's being surrounded by the NYCHA housing. There is this path that's outside of our park's boundary, but it seems like a lot of people use this park as a cut through. If people want to take the path of least resistance. There are a lot of good trees surrounding the park, gives it nice canopy, but still a lot of open space within the park. And then we also have some drainage issues. We think there's some clogged drains in the basketball court and the handball court, and the ramp and grading in the playground area is a little funky. So these are things we're all looking to address. We did a tree inventory, and there's a lot of giant, lovely trees. We have 2 conditional removals to the left of your screen. That just means they're, not in good health and will come out. And then we have 1 little sapling that we're going to transplant. We look at the stormwater, this is such a big site. So these are more administrative things, but we need a stormwater management permit. And then we have some site photos. So here's all of that asphalt. The first picture is looking in off of, actually, maybe someone can help. Is it AD Avenue? Addy Avenue? I've never actually known how to pronounce it.
It's AD.
AD. I got it. I'm glad. So if we're looking in from AD Avenue on the first picture, down that ramp, which is actually not technically ADA accessible, so we will be addressing that. Just lots of asphalt. It looks like we even asphalted over this tree pit on the right picture. The lone spray shower, swings, the flagpole, which we will be reconstructing, the handball courts, which we learned at our community input meeting are maybe not the most popular amenity in this park. And then in the left photo, you can see where the sloping downward towards that back corner court, there's a lot of debris buildup, which we think is not helping the drainage problem when it rains. The newish basketball courts, and then looking back towards the comfort station. Outdated play equipment, weird pavement happening. The ramps to the comfort station and the ramps to AD Avenue, which we're gonna make the ramp to the street ADA accessible, and as well as the comfort station. So there will not be ramps. We're gonna just grade right up to the doors, so it will be much easier to get into. At the community input meeting, we heard a lot of great feedback. People really use this park for a lot of things. They were excited about a lot new play opportunity. We heard that they were willing to get rid of one of the walls of handball court if we were able to put fitness in and make it more a different amenity in that space. And then more tables, seating, lighting. There's no lighting in the park currently. It's just in the perimeter. And then cleaning up the flood issues. So here's the proposed design I've come up with. We're keeping the playground to the right-hand side of the park. We have, starting at the top center, there's the 2 to 5 play area. We're doing a big bank of swings that has an arc that mimics the arc of the perimeter fence. And then those will be the top swings, the buckets. And then we have the belt swings, and then down at the bottom is the 5 to 12. I'm keeping that main can you see my mouse if I'm doing this? No.
Yes.
Oh, you can, great. I'm keeping this main pathway open and actually wide enough to be vehicular accessible, because our maintenance team needs to be able to get into the basketball court sometimes. So we're adding this little gate, which will be closed unless maintenance needs it. But it also provides, the pathway for pedestrians to cut through. And then by keeping all of the play equipment to the right, it sort of delineates, you know, children on the right-hand side and whatever else happens on the left. And so by the comfort station, I put in some game tables and benches. In the center of this little purple island is the spray shower, and we have some picnic tables. I remember hearing a couple people say, you know, this park doesn't really have anything in the middle of it. So it's like a really nice, like little kids like to ride their bikes and scooters and things. And so this, it's a little faint in this picture, but it's going to be a little just on the asphalt paint, little track play element that they can use as a racetrack or hopscotch or whatever their little imaginations come up with. Moving into the sports courts, we're going to leave the basketball courts alone, but we will add bleachers, which was something the community was excited about. Instead of the handball court down here, we're going to put an adult fitness, some benches, bike racks. We'll add a bottle filler in this area. Lots of lights everywhere so that it's fully illuminated. Yeah, so that's this so far. Our fencing diagram, we are going to lower this chain link fence just around the play area to 4 feet. There will be gates here and here. We're going to put in a new gate here, and this will be a new gate that also locks, and then repaint and new mesh on the entire rest of the chain link fence. So the basketball court will be lockable, but the playground will be lockable too, but it will be 4-foot fence. And then our standard 3-foot fence around the swings and a wicket just around the fence so that you don't run through the middle of it. So here's our fun play equipment. Lots of different elements with play panels and slides and levels and all sorts of good stuff to climb on. These are the colors. The top picture is 2 to 5. The bottom picture is 5 to 12. This is our site furnishings palette. It's pretty standard parks. There are some World's Fair bench already in the basketball court from the most recent resealing, so we're going to match that. We'll put in the game tables, the picnic tables. The comfort station already has a drinking fountain on it, so we're going to replace that with a wall-mounted bottle filler, high-low, and then we'll put in another bottle filler in the sports area. Where I mentioned there would be the game tables by the comfort station, we're going to do those hexagon pavers. All the pathways will be asphalt. Here's the fitness equipment. So just nice array. This combination unit is very popular and gives a good variety of exercise opportunities. And then our standard accessible units. There's spray shower in the middle. We're just going to do a few ground jets and 1 leafy sprout to keep it open for when, you know, it's winter and we can have more open space there. Our plant palette. So something I liked about this park was how open it was inside, even though there was a really nice canopy around the outside. So we're just going to do some shade trees and shrubs, just simple, pretty stuff in there. We are slightly improving the permeability in this site, which is always nice. And then we're back to the schematic design. So I'd love to hear any thoughts or questions.
Thank you, Kirsten. This was great. I'll start with the question and then I'll pass it on to my committee members. What is the timeline for this?
So this is we're in the design. We're in, I will be finishing design with your approval, of course, by December, and then it will be in our legal department for another 9 months, and then it will take another year of construction. So we're talking, it started December 2021, 22, 23. So by spring 24, am I doing the math right, Tara? I'm sorry. Let's see.
Spring 25, I think that is, because we're going into the next year. So we started in December. It's usually 3 years.
December
so yeah,
21.
probably.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry.
So
Yes.
So you'll finish the design by this December.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then there'll be another 9 months before any construction starts, probably.
9 months. And then how long is the construction process?
A year, 365 days usually.
What? And at that time, the park will be completely closed?
Correct.
Okay. 1 year. And so the estimated opening would be spring 25.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. All right. Moving on to my committee members. Debbie, do you have questions?
I can even go back to the one with this labels, so it's a little easier.
Debbie, do you have any questions? Or you're muted if you're talking.
No, no questions. No questions.
Okay. Janice, do you have questions?
Yes. I've been asking for figures to reconstruct the park house in Zimmerman Playground. And
Okay. Well, just Janice, Zimmerman is on the agenda, but right now we're just talking specifically about this presentation that was just given on Eastchester. Do you have any questions on this?
No, I don't.
Okay. Okay, so then I will, do you have any other board members who are present tonight? Nope. I think I saw any. So open to the public. Just going by my list here. Diana Finch, do you have any questions?
Yes, I have one question. Could you show the list of the plants again a little bit more slowly?
And we work with our, we have a landscape construction unit at Parks that we work with to help, you know, with the selection of these things. And
Right. Okay, thanks.
of course.
Keith Ramsey, do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions at this time, but I would like the representative from the Parks Department to come to a Zoom meeting that we're going to have with my full board, so we can go over this because there's a lot of them that's not here, and I'd just like them to, since we're going to be affected by this thing, what it is, I just want the whole development to be on board with this, and I just like a representation from the Parks Department to come to my next meeting to explain this and possibly do the same presentation briefly, not intricate like you're doing now, but something small. Is that fair?
Absolutely.
Great. Then I don't have any more questions.
Thank you, Keith.
Okay.
There's somebody here, the abbreviation RD. I'm not sure who that is. I think they're on via phone. You know, that I'm assuming that's a member of the public. Did you have any questions? Nope. Okay. I think that's everyone.
Lisa?
Yes.
I'm assuming some of the Parks Department employees know who Keith is, but Keith, you want to explain what your board is? Because I didn't hear, just so everybody knows who you're with, besides the community board.
The board I speak of is my resident association board that consists of elected members, 5 elected members from this community, in addition to the development manager and the borough director. In addition to, sometimes we even have the 49th precinct there, but it just consists of residents and Eastchester Gardens Management Department.
Great. Thank
Okay.
you. I should have asked that myself. I didn't really think about that, but thank you, Keith.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right. So if there are no further questions, thank you. Thank you for this presentation, Kirsten. I think we look forward to seeing this come to fruition. It looks really great.
Wonderful.
Okay. So I'm sorry.
I just said thank you.
Thank you. All right. So next on the agenda, we have a Loretto playground update from the Parks Department. So I don't know if that's going to be Mike. I'm assuming it's going to be Mike or Matt.
Lisa.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you very much for having us. Keith, just before I start, do you mind reaching out to me tomorrow so we can coordinate a meeting? So we can coordinate for the meeting next week. I have your information, but I want to make sure you can reach out so I know the exact date and time.
Keith,
Not
you're
sure if you
muted.
heard me.
Keith, you're muted. I don't know if you're trying to talk. Or maybe he stepped away.
I'll follow up with him, I guess, tomorrow.
Okay.
So Loretto, playground. So the contractor's out there working. I just want to start off by saying I am as frustrated as every single one of you. But the contractor is out there working. They are making some headway. You know, a lot of things that could go wrong in the general project have gone wrong in this one. Things from utility connections to, you know, one of the craziest things that I've heard that I haven't heard before is that even the location where they were disposing of the material was over capacity, so they have asked the contractor to slow down the amount of debris that they're bringing every week, which is why it's taken so long to get the debris out. But I stop by pretty much every day or every other day. I take a look. I do see people out there working. They are working. The plan is to pretty much get rid of all the debris that's there, do some grading, and then lay the asphalt. This week they were working on some fence work, and hopefully, I mean, the contractor has until September to complete, but we definitely don't want to get there. We're really hoping that we can have this to you guys by the end of June. That's our goal. We're working very hard. We're pushing the contractor. We are doing everything that we can for this contractor to complete the work.
That is great. I really would love to have that happen by the end of June.
Yeah. I do want to say that there is some work on the corner that will remain outstanding, but that won't prohibit us from opening the park. And that is some sewer connection work that has to happen. It's change order work. One of the things, again, as I mentioned, that you know, everything that can go wrong in the project sort of went wrong here. So after some time, we realized that the sewer connections and the pipes inside the parking going out are actually in very, very bad shape. So that work has to be addressed. The contractor replaced all the pipe within the site, but the one that's out on the sidewalk, and you can sort of see the area where they've kind of like cautioned off and blocked off. That area will remain like that until they complete the work. But that won't prohibit us from opening the park, and it really doesn't prohibit much mobility on the sidewalk either. There's still a space for pedestrians to walk on that crosswalk.
Great. Mike, if you can just keep us updated. We're not going to have a meeting in June.
Sure.
But if you can keep Jeremy updated, I'm going to be on leave for a little while starting in the beginning of June. So if you could just keep Jeremy updated so that he can update the board, so that we know when the park is opening, that would be great. I know everybody is really looking forward to it. Janice, Debbie, do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Debbie, do you? Does anybody from the public have any questions? Specifically on Loretto? I guess that is all good. It's all good for you, Mike. So we go from what is potentially good to the other kind of thorn in our sides, or your sides, everyone's side, which is Zimmerman. Please tell us you have some good news on Zimmerman.
Sure. So the last time I was at this committee, I mentioned that we were going to we came up with the plan to open up Comfort Station there. It's going to be a capital reconstruction, obviously, but I did mention that the way that the building was made it extremely difficult to make either level ADA compliant. But we had come up with a solution. Our architects went out there and they did some looking around, and to provide two at-grade single stall restrooms is actually going to cost $3.178 million. That is the estimate. That is literally, it came in about 3 weeks ago. Just wanted to let you guys know that. So as I mentioned, they were out there doing a lot. They did estimate it originally, but they it was very like high level estimation. If we were looking to address the entire building, I mean, we're talking about over $10 million and still would not make it ADA compliant. So by doing some work to the one of the bathroom sections. So as I mentioned, when you open the door to either door, there are staircases that go up and down on either end. The plan is to basically just carve out one section, remove the floor, and then have one at-grade slab to have 2 single-stall restrooms there. And that costs $3.178 million.
So 2 single stall restrooms, one of which would be ADA compliant, or they're both going to be ADA compliant?
I believe both of them will.
Okay. And so 2 meaning 1 male and 1 female, or 2 per gender?
No, it'll just be 2 single stalls. So yeah, it'll probably be 1 per gender.
Okay. Okay. And then, okay, so that's the estimate. What are the next steps in the process?
Advocating for funding, I guess.
Okay.
We will let the council member know. We did let the Congress member that represents that area know as well. So we can definitely let some folks know. Hopefully, we get that improved. Zimmerman Playground has been a priority for us for quite some time, but it didn't make any sense for us to reconstruct the playground without addressing a public conversation there first, as I've said before.
Got it. And then in the meantime, for this summer, at least, or until this is addressed, porta potties are going to be available for the people in the park?
Hey, Matt, would you know that? That's not my area, unfortunately. If Matt wouldn't know, I can look into it for you.
Yeah, they're actually there.
They're there. Okay, perfect.
We got the park today. They're there. And
We,
it was serviced. They were serviced today.
Perfect.
Yeah, we are contracting an outside vendor that's taking care of these. These porta potties are not parks owned, nor are they serviced by Parks owned. That's just the way these contracts work. So if you find that they're not being serviced at all, just you can email me, you can email Jeremy, and he'll get in touch with me, and then I'll reach out to the contractor.
Great. Janice, do you have additional questions?
No, I went through the playground. There's a match by the area where the children play. Those mats need to be taken care of. Have you been there at all to see what the mats look like? Hello?
Yes. Are you talking to me, Janice? Matt, the Parks Manager?
Yes,
I'm
talking
sorry.
to you.
You're the nets? The nets?
The mats, M-A-T-S, the mats.
Mm-hmm.
They're raising up. The mats where the like the jungle gyms are, where the children
the mats, yeah.
the
The
swing.
safety surface. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I got you. Yeah. The safety surface is popping up. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We address that all the time. They do that from time to time. We'll take a look and get a work order in to have it set.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
No problem.
Okay. So with the area where the park house is, you're just going to replace it with 2 bathrooms, or just 2 stalls?
No, we're going to take. You know how there's an entrance on either end.
Yeah.
So we're going to take one of the ends. I'm not even sure which one. And we're going to basically demolish the inside of that end, where the staircases are. Remove the staircase and put one at-grade slab. So, and then have two restrooms there.
Two restrooms. One male and one female, or just, is that a male and a female, or what?
It's going to be two single stalls, so I assume it'll be yes. That's what I assume.
Pardon me, what you just say?
Yes, it'll be two single stall restrooms.
Two single stalls, so a male and a female?
Yes.
Okay. So, when will that start, or you just need funding?
We
and
don't
it's
have
how
the
much?
funding.
Okay.
We don't have the funding.
Okay, you said 3.1 million?
3.178 is the exact number.
3.178?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. It's taken years to get these figures, but that's okay. I'll get back to you, okay? Because we do have funding, discretionary funding from Natalia, and Richie Torres left funding for Zimmerman. And I'll speak to Jamal Bailey also, okay?
Sure.
All right.
And
Thank you.
isn't this, Janice, isn't this part of, if I remember correctly, didn't Congresswoman AOC also, wasn't she also going to request funding for this playground?
Do believe so, yes.
Okay. All right, so
Mhm.
that's another avenue. I don't know what
I
it's
believe,
in, but-
I believe that her office already has those figures.
Okay. Okay, great. Debbie, did you have any questions? Members of the public, do you have any questions? No? Okay. Are there any other committee members, Janice and Debbie? Are there any other questions or things we would like to talk to Parks about while we have them?
Well, I'd like to make sure that the park is cleaned every day, okay? Is that possible?
Matt, I think
We will do our best.
Good enough, because during the summer, some days the park is filthy, and I'm asking that the Parks Department send people there to clean Zimmerman Playground.
Yes,
You have
we will do our
hundreds of
best.
people. We have hundreds of people there in the summer, children, parents, and that park needs to be cleaned every day.
We'll do our best.
Okay, I'll reach out to the commissioner.
Okay.
thank you, Janice.
Okay.
All right. So with that, we're going to move into, thank you, Matt, Mike, and Kirsten. This was all very good updates. And I know I thank you for your time on all of this. Moving on to the next item of the agenda is the gallery session.
Sorry to interrupt, it's Diana Finch. Can I
Yep.
just ask a quick question relative to the park cleaning of Zimmerman?
Sure.
One thing that really helped us for the wearing area of Bronx Park East was that it was either Parks or the Partnership for Parks gave us a whole stash of the heavy duty trash bags. And then, especially on the weekends, we would go out and distribute them to people who were like picnicking in the area. And that way, it just was kind of a reminder. Nobody ever brought enough of their own trash bags. Everyone accepted the trash bags. And then they would fill the trash bags and put them right next to the trash cans. And it was a huge, huge help in keeping the area clean, because some days, like when people had like big events and holiday weekends, there just isn't enough room in the trash cans for all the trash. So maybe if we could get that for Zimmerman, a whole stash of trash bags, extra trash bags.
We could do that.
Member of the
We have,
community.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I need the park swept. Okay? I need it swept. We can put the garbage in the trash bag, but we need the park swept. That's what I'm saying.
Mike, I see your hand raised.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry if you mentioned something about this already, but we were hoping to get the committee and ultimately the community board support for the Eastchester playground design.
Okay. So we could we'll take a vote here, and then we'll bring it to a full vote, I guess, for the full board. Does that make, is Jeremy, are you on? I know Jeremy stepped away for a second, but I think that's how we would do this. In which case, Kirsten, are you available to present to the full board if we needed you to?
Of course, yeah.
All right, so we'll circle back and see if we need that, or if just circulating the presentation will suffice. But in the meantime, if someone could give me a motion to vote for the Eastchester playground design, to accept that and have it go to the full board for a vote.
I make a motion that we accept the Eastchester playground design.
Great. And Debbie, can you second? Debbie, you're muted. I can't hear you if you're talking. Not sure. I mean, I'm not sure if I can accept, if I can be the second as chair. All right, so we'll hold this motion until Debbie comes back. I'm not quite sure where she went. Maybe she stepped away for a second. And I'm not sure if as chair, I don't know if my second counts. So we'll move on to the gallery session. And yeah, we'll move on to the gallery session and we'll circle back to this. And either way, you know, we can still bring it up to the full board for a vote, even if we don't necessarily vote on it here. So gallery session. Let's start with Diana Finch. You're always first on my list, just because I think it goes in alphabetical order.
Okay, I guess I will just take this opportunity to say again, thank you to the Parks Department, to Matt and to Mike for the amazing, wonderful renovation of Waring Playground and basketball court. The community is just thrilled, and we had such a wonderful ribbon cutting ceremony. And I'm sorry that not everybody on this committee could have been there. It was really, really wonderful. And we did want to just check in and find out when the basketball court's going to be finalized. That hasn't happened yet, right? And also, I think the grassy areas that were reseeded are about ready.
Sure. Hi, Diana. How are you?
Hi,
Thank
Mike.
you very much for all the kind words always. I think the contractor is trying to get out there in the next couple of weeks to do the pavement, to do the sports ceiling of the pavement in the basketball court.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they're ready to take down the fence around the recently reseeded areas. People keep breaking in with their dogs all the time, which is kind of like disturbing the grass's ability to grow there. But I can follow up with them. But I think they want to leave it up just for a little bit longer.
Okay, just to give the grass a little more. We had talked about with the contractor about putting signs on the fence so that people realize why the fence is still there.
Yeah.
Because I think people don't quite realize, you know,
We
grass
might be able to
seeding in
put some
progress.
signs up. Yeah.
I think that would really help. It would just enforce the idea that the fence is still here for a reason. It's not just, you know, left over kind of.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'll make a note of that now.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Diana. Circling back to the motion that's still on the floor, Debbie, can you second the vote to accept the Eastchester Playground design?
I second it.
Great. So that has been voted on by our committee, and we will pass it up to the full board for a vote. And Kirsten, Jeremy, we'll get back to you on whether it makes sense or if we needed you to present or if we can just perhaps to save time at the meetings, just circulate the presentation if you're okay with that.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for your time today.
Thank you. Okay, so back to the gallery session. Keith Ramsey, do you have anything that you'd like to add?
No, not at this time.
And then I think that is it. Like I said, we have somebody on the phone, RD, from the public.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, it's Roxanne Delgado. I'm not on the phone.
Oh. It looks like you're on the phone for some reason. But anyway, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Yes, I would like to. And I don't have to tell anyone how much Friends of Home Parkway does for Parkway because we have a very large following in the community. Most people know who we are, what we do, they participate, so I don't have to grandstand here. But I do have to address issues we have in the Parkway because unfortunately, what we do for the Parkway, we do as a volunteer, as a bonus. We're not here to replace Parks' responsibility. Unfortunately, we continue having parks not emptying out overfilled trash bins on a regular basis. I don't mean having a packer pick them up. I'm just saying emptying out and putting new trash bags and putting the overfilled trash bags alongside from ready to be picked up whenever the scheduled pickup is. And unfortunately, now they baited the area with rat poison because we have rat issues because unfortunately, the overfilled trash bins are contributing to the rat population because once the bins are overfilled, they get blown over the grounds. And, you know, it's not even, we can't even blame our community for littering on the parkway. It's actually the park's not abiding by their responsibility to at least empty out the trash bins. And I just did 2 311s today because we had 2 overfilled trash cans on Holland Avenue and Kruger Avenue. I didn't check right now because I'm not home yet, but that's besides the point. The issue is that, you know, Parks really doesn't do much maintenance of the parkway. We just asked it to at least empty out the overfilled trash bins because I feel like that's the least it can do for this community. I don't think we're asking or being unreasonable in this request. And the lack of accountability is very, very saddening because it seems like certain areas, they could treat us this way with disrespect. But in other areas, they make sure they empty out those trash bins. And this has to be addressed because unfortunately, I think we have new electives. I think we could address it to higher levels. But I'm just bringing this up for the record because I really don't see any much results coming out of this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Roxanne. So I think that concludes our.
And we don't get any response. I'm sorry, no response for Parks regarding the overflow trash bins. So we at least have need a response for that.
Parks heard it. We're not going to respond.
Okay. So that concludes our gallery session. Moving on to any old business, committee members. Is there any old business that you'd like to bring up? Is
Not
there
that I cover, not that I could recall offhand at this current time.
okay, Janice, any old business? No.
No.
Any new business?
No. Just that I want that park cleaned. You can bring all the trash bags you want, but I want that park swept.
I think they heard you loud and clear, Janice.
Yeah, okay.
Great. So that concludes our meeting. As I said, we will not be having a meeting in June because I'll be on leave for a little while starting in the beginning of June. So if you have any parks issues or concerns, you can direct them straight to Jeremy. So thank you everybody for your time. The meeting has ended at 8:19 p.m. Have a good evening.
Okay. You're welcome. So long.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.